Hello, I'm Caleb, and I'll be just showcasing more on the prototype for the disruption event monitoring. So basically, the goal of this is to actually, it is an early warning system to detect disruption events for your supply chain. So how we do this is basically we actually extract out information, monitor the news for the different disruption events. So it can be things like natural disasters or even human causing, like geopolitical or like airport disruptions. So here we have the specific like top so-called top alerts for um what is happening globally. So let's say we see this flood misery for Thailand Bangkok area. So we can see the estimated like impact radius of this disruption event all demonstrated all live. So this actually happened a few days back. So we can see it's a flood, it's a high risk for the to affect the supply chain with certain metrics, and also your different suppliers as shown in the map. So each of these are your individual suppliers. Of course, this can be extended to not just suppliers, but also like your manufacturers or even your specific component details. So how is actually these top alerts are being alerted and being displayed here is through news web scraping. So all these are actually from news articles themselves. So each of this is like a news article. So now you might have the question of like, hey, how do you even get all these? How do you even monitor all the different news sources at once? So as a demonstrator standpoint, we basically mapped out all the different potential categories of the disruption events, so airport disruptions, whatever I've mentioned. So for example, if we go to the earthquake, so we'll be basically web scraping all news articles relevant to earthquake in the past week. So we will do this recursively for all the different listed possible categories. So for example, this article regarding Portugal magnitude, we basically go in, extract out the title, extract out the text, classify whether it's a disruption event that will potentially affect the supply chain or not. Because some articles are like recording down or talking about past events. We don't want that. So after it has been verified that it is a disruption event, we go on to extract out the exact location from the article, get the coordinates, and then get the corresponding like details such as like your severity, how many, whether there's any reports of people death, in this case magnitude, um, what is the radius of impact, these kind of things. So we'll go through everything for the earthquake category, and we can see that because we are using large language models as our main processor, we are able is able to like, give reasoning to why the article is actually a disruption event or not. So this actually replaces techniques used in more traditional natural language processing. So for example, the if the location extracted here is not a valid location found in Google to get the coordinates, it will ask it to get another one. So if you can see this article regarding Japan preparing for a massive earthquake, so it's able to decipher that look, it's article about the history, and even though it's earthquakes, is not currently happening. It doesn't have the potential on the supply chain. So that's why we just skip the article and dot classify that as the disruption event. Yes, so that is the power of using large language models as the main driver. So from there, it's all displayed very nicely. We run the system. We run this system for not just earthquakes, but for every single category, every 24 hours to be able to get out the top alerts, and you can filter them by whatever you want. So that is the general gist. Thank you very much.